Yes, welcome everybody to round 4 of the greater NHRU competition. We're here live at number 2 Sports Ground. We've got Wanderers v Southern Beaches today, and it's a beautiful looking day. Quickly now, we're going to have a look at this grand final replay. And with you right now, we've got the highlights from last year's game before we rip right into this coverage. Beaches running towards the beach end from left to right on your screen at home. Is everybody ready at home? And here we go. Here's the kickoff. It's a long one from the Wanderer side right down into the Southern Beaches 20-metre zone.
Yeah, good take there from Mikaliova. He looked like he was going to spill it, but he hauled it in just in time and set it up nicely. They go to the left, the first hit up. Southern Beaches, good tackle.
Yeah, Vartaliva met well there. They
just
will
got to
use
spread
the
it,
ball.
straighten it up.
Ball, one to beat as he slides through there. Rowney.
Oh, it looks like his knees. He's big trouble, Dylan Rowney. He's in big trouble. Yeah, just like he was sniped. Someone got him from the side, and I think he's done his knee there. He had a knee reconstruction last year, so this could be a horror sign for Dylan Rowney and Wanderers.
Who do you like in the scrum piece?
Well,
Jimmy.
You think on size. When Southern Beaches switch on, they're very good scrum time. Obviously, they've got a lot of weight.
Sherwood to Kevill. Kevill ball out to Simmons. Hands will do it. McDonald to the winger Murch. Murch on, and Murch has scored the first try in this grand final, and that's a good try by Wanderers. Weight of possession.
Yeah, so 3 penalties to 1 now. All of them being pretty much in their own quarter. So again, they truck it up this time, not go the line out. Looking to build some more pressure here, Southern Beaches.
Interesting play there as halfback through Delore. Delore's over, and that's poor defence from the Wanderers side as he just skips through and gets through the other end, and that's a good halfback's try there for Southern Beaches here at number 2 Sports Ground.
I think it's possibly the biggest grand final crowd in probably 3 or 4 years, maybe even since that 2009 epic.
Iopa with the ball as he, and he's met well there, and that's a good cracking tackle.
Again, he was straight on the ball too. What a great piece of play from Luke Minchin, the centre. A great shot, and then he was on his feet and then straight on the ball. But it was a terrific kick-off as well. Put that at
got numbers. Delore takes, and that's another high shot there by Cal McDonald, and he might get in a bit of trouble here, Jimmy.
Yeah, he just stuck a lazy arm out, didn't he? I don't think there was any malice in it.
Southern Beaches are going to come back from this, Jimmy. Do you think they're going to play down the half or play possession?
What the doctor ordered, wasn't it? To be fair, it came from a turnover from Dan Kevill, and Gavin Hayden stuck his head through the hole, and there was some space, and off he went. From there, Wanderers on the back foot, but he converts that easily, so it brings it back to a 3-point game.
And he's been taken out.
Yeah, Tyler Austell, great angle tap, try saver, I think. He was gone. They looked to play on quickly here. A little bit of scurry in the background.
Yeah, McDonald just stopping that quick line-out throw in there from the Beaches side.
He might find himself in the bin. This will be the last warning, you'd think.
Yeah, that's a professional foul. And that might make Todd Loudon's decision with Sherwood a little bit easier.
It looks like Dan Murch
has come off.
He's come to the side.
And he's been given a card. Cal McDonald, first card of the game. And that's a card for Cal McDonald. And that's a penalty to the Beaches. And he'll be very unhappy with himself with that. That's not in his game.
Crowd out of it too, Southern Beaches. They haven't had the ball the last 10 minutes. Now the Wanderers crowd are lifting.
Yeah, the crowd, you can hear that 2 blue chant. And it goes up the back to Kevill, and this will be a maul. No, he passes it out with Big Rahui coming through, and Tuala's coming through. Tuala's scored. Tuala, that's a good set move off the line out, and Tuala makes no mistake of it, and that's a good move there. And that's a good try to the Wanderers.
Which is one more penalty. You think someone might find themselves in the bin as
they come forward.
Big Willie So picks it up.
Willie Fraser it was, and he may be held up. No, he's just short. Can't be far out here as Willie Fraser looking for the ball, getting his halfback out of the way as he burrows under, and he's scored a penalty. Penalty try. He scored a penalty try.
I think he's scored a try.
He's scored a try, has he?
We don't know what's going on there. Who knows?
He's reversed the decision. No one knows. He's called a penalty something. But anyway, Beaches now...
Can't be a penalty try, otherwise he'd be under the sticks. The touch judge, but the
He's
linesman
reversed
must have
it.
seen. Wanderers don't win this, there's going to be an uproar, I've got no doubt.
And
That's
Butler
a beautiful kick.
has kicked, and that is a beautiful kick, and he's made it, and he's nailed it. And the score now, 17, Wanderers 20. As the ball swung out wide now to Delore, Michael Delore, and that's an intercept to McDonald. And pass there to Simmons, and Simmons has got the pace to go inside there to Rahui. Rahui is going, and he's called it back for a forward pass. He's called it back for a forward pass, and they're running to no avail.
Wanderers have got players down everywhere here. Cal McDonald's hurt his knee.
Sherwood calling it from the back, and that's crazy talk, and that must be full time.
It is.
And it is full time.
The two Blues
and
win.
The crowd
what
go
a season.
Up. What a season from the Wanderers. Minor premiers and now major premiers. Thank you very much for joining me today, Jimmy Gardner. It's been unbelievable working with you all year as the crowd comes onto the field. They worked all year for this Wanderers. Southern Beaches, full credit to them. They played absolutely amazing, but the Wanderers, to their credit, defended all game.
Congratulations to the Wanderers of Premiers for 2014.
Yes, and that footage there evoking memories from the 2014 Greater NHRU Grand Final. We're into round 4 now, as we mentioned, same place at number 2. And with me, I thought I had Jimmy Garner with me today. Looks like I've got Pete Evans with me. Jimmy, what have you been doing in the off-season? You're back in the commentary team, you're back at the Herald, you've been on holidays, and you look $1 million, mate.
Oh, it's nice to be here, mate. I wouldn't say I feel $1 million, but yes, been a bit of a health kick of late. But anyway, let's move on to something more topical than my stature. But I'll tell you what, if we get a game like we did 7 months ago, it'll be a ripper today. That game was certainly one of the better grand finals of the last 5 or 6 years. 20-17, intense battle, nothing in it right to the end. And I expect today will be pretty similar.
Yes, intense battle, all right, and both these sides had a pretty good showing at last weekend's Rep Carnival down in Barrow, which Bar TV covered down there. What do you think, Jimmy, out of those players? Is fatigue going to come into this game?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, both those games were played in virtually quagmire conditions, weren't they? I imagine they'd have heavy legs. I know the Wanderers guys did freshen their representative players up. They got 6 players coming into this that played in those 2 games last week. Southern Beaches have got 4, so pretty even on that stature. And also Wanderers, a couple of their fresh reserves will also come into it, have also played in that weekend. So this will be certainly a war of attrition. I think you'll see Southern Beaches come out very hard early. They'll try and, I guess, bruise their way through it, bust them up, be really physical, try and wear Wanderers out that way. Whereas I think Wanderers are a bit different. They're probably a little superior in fitness and a little bit superior in combinations, and they'll look to spread the ball a little bit. So I think we'll see 2 different styles, but both very capable, and it's hard to split them, to be fair.
Yeah, well, Southern Beaches won't be too happy with their standing on the table at the moment. Wanderers in at second. I mean, it's only 2 games been played because of that wet weather, but Beaches are sitting at 8th, so it's kind of a game they need to keep in contact with, at least get a bonus point out of, Jimmy.
Yeah, definitely. I think they haven't been far off. They've got a couple of players back in the next couple of weeks. I know Michael Delore played second grade today. He's been in the United States drinking beer, apparently, around the country, but he still looked in pretty good nick. I think Adrian Delore's one I'm really looking forward to having a look at today. But if you look back to last year, I think Southern Beaches were 0-4. They lost their opening 4 games, and of course then they finished with such a flurry and nearly went all the way to a historic first premiership for the club. So I wouldn't be terribly concerned this early in the piece. They've certainly got all the ingredients there. It's just a matter of those new combinations coming together. Some guys getting some fitness because they have intentionally started quite late. And I think you'll see them again in the top 3 or 4, no doubts about that.
Yeah, we'll quickly go through the teams now. First up, the away side today, Southern Beaches, coached by Tim Chidgey. The front row, we've got Tyson Watini and Barcelona Lupi Matasilla, with Ben Chidgey in the hooking role today. Nathan Rickard and Matt Lanzini are your locks. Chris Wadsworth playing in the number 19 and Glenn Stone playing in the number 6 today are your breakaways. And of course the captain, the inspiration behind this Southern Beaches side, Var Taliva. Our halfback today, we've got Lavali Afire, We've got Butler in at number 10 and fly half. Our centres today, Michael Reyes-Dami and Tyler Austell as outside centre. Our wingers, Dan Marshall and Lima comes up from second grade. And Adrian Delors, as you mentioned, is fullback today, Jimmy.
And for Wanderers, it's an all Newcastle front row. At loose head, Ben Christensen. Tight head, Colin Hovell. And the hooker is Andrew Tuwala. The second row is Blair Rush and Andrew Fletcher. The back row, Anderson medal winner from last year, Ben Ham at number 6. Sam Heffer and a young Colt at 7. And Dan Kevill at number 8. Halfback and captain is Luke Sherwood. At fly half, Luke Simmons. The centre pairing are Robert Rongakia and Tapaki Rahui. On the wings, left wing, Daniel Murch, who also come back from the rep team. On the right wing, Andrew Katoa. And the fullback is Cal McDonald.
Yeah, interesting as well. Billy Coffey, one of those guys that played in the rep squad and played on the wing. He played pretty well actually in the Central Coast game. He's not starting for Wanderers and hasn't been in these early stages and early rounds. Jimmy, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think initially he was away with work for the first couple of rounds, and this week I think a close friend of his may have passed away and he was unable to make training, so compassionate grounds there, but I'd be very surprised if I don't see him make an appearance in the second half and probably make an impact too, knowing the way Billy fires up for special occasions, so I wouldn't read too much into that. The other interesting fact is that Blake Walsh, the Wanderers Colt, who played second grade today, named in the senior country squad, yet comes through second grade here, and I think that's just an experience. They're going for the guys that have done the business for him, and as we said, that's an all Newcastle front row. And in fact, Ben Christensen and Andrew Tuwala are in the countryside, and Colin Hovell, he's the real anchor for them at tight head. He played for the Bay of Plenty in New Zealand 5 or 6 years ago, so he knows his way around a scrum, and he'll be the one that they really look to anchor that scrum and set a nice platform for him.
Yes, and of course we mentioned Vartalevi for the Southern Beaches side. He's an inspirational leader. He takes it up all day. He just doesn't stop. But apart from VAR, Jimmy, who's the people we have to look out for? Who's the players we have to look out for the Southern Beaches side? I particularly I like Butler. Yeah, very good player, very cool under pressure. I'm not surprised that they've shifted him back to 10 for this game. I think he was named at fullback originally, but he'll just, the way Tim Chidgey plays, particularly with this Southerly now starting to whip up, they like to play the corners. He's got a great boot on him. He'll play field position, and he's a real calm influence and a good defender. And I think when they get on the front foot, maybe in the opposition 22, that's when we'll see Adrian Delors have that roving role, that bit of freedom to come into first receiver or stand on the other side of the ruck to be first receiver there. The ones I'm looking forward to is Glenn Stone. He was probably the most improved player in the competition last year. He sort of came from Southern Lakes. He's a Central Coast boy. Made his debut in the rep team this year. Came through the Hawthorn Academy Sevens program. He's a real guy, real strength in the line out. And the one I'm really interested in is Barcelona, the big tight head prop. My understanding is that he played a lot of football with Andrew Tuwala in New Zealand, in Auckland. I think he's got a man bun, is that what they're called, on his head? So that's asking for a bit of lip, I imagine. So normally those sort of guys can aim up. If they're going to wear that hairstyle, they normally got the game to follow it. Yeah, well, that's right. I know my man bun hasn't been out since 1997. I used to call it a samurai bun, Jimmy, as Vartalevi leads his Southern Beaches sides out into the middle of the ground. The referee today, of course, is Rob Delbo, looking quite windswept out there, isn't he? Quite laid back.
Yeah, it looks like he's obviously been started the season as the number one referee. Lost that role to Jared Logan for last year's grand final. Interesting to see how he referees this one. He's one that can be, like, it's hard to get a gauge on where he's at the ruck, and both of these teams do certainly like to attack the ball at the tackle contest. So whether he lets it go or whether he'll be very strict and play advantage to the team in possession, I guess will be one of the many subplots to what will be a very good game.
And here come the defending premiers, the Wanderers. They, of course, are at their home ground, led out by Sherwood in the number 9 jersey here at number 2 Sports Ground. It's going to be an absolutely cracking game. It's perfect weather for rugby here. It's about 21 degrees. It's probably 12 degrees in the shade here, though, Jimmy. But, yeah, great conditions to play here at number 2 in probably one of the best sporting precincts in regional Australia.
Yeah, no doubt. The ground's really held up well, considering the amount of rain we've had. You wouldn't know that there was 5 or 6 inches over about... Yeah, over 5 or 6 days on each of those occasions. It looks nice, good coverage. Doesn't seem to be boggy or damp underfoot anywhere. Racing parlance, dry and fast.
I will mention quickly the usual breakaway for the Southern Beaches side, Samasi Bailey. He unfortunately had a bit of an injury with his artery in his heart the other day, and he went to hospital. He was hospitalised. He's now out in the general ward, but they they are having a fundraiser for him and in through the ground. So the return match at Beaches against the Wanderers, they're going to have a big fundraising day for him out there with their new ground. And that is the reason why Chris Wadsworth will be playing in the 19 jersey today to honour Samasi Barley.
It's great to see the rugby community again come to the fore. You know, a real sad story. Fit guy, just had one of those freak accidents. Serious heart injury. You know, he's got 2 young kids and a wife, and he can't work at the moment. So anything the rugby community can do to support him, good on him.
And here we go now. Rob Delbo checking with Sherwood to see if he's ready. The wind is blowing towards, I guess, the junction end.
Yeah, right to left. The wind is starting to whip up too quite strong. I think you'll see Wanderers use this nice and early.
And here we go. It's game on here at number 2 Sports Ground. That's a great high kick there by Butler. Come back, but it looks like Wanderers have taken the ball. Sherwood is at the back. He's got his runners. Hovell cuts him out, though, and taking him forward. That's good defence there by Beaches. They're up off the line very quick to start off, so intention shown quickly as they spread the ball. McDonald with it now. Numbers on the outside, but no, they go into contact.
Yeah, Rahui there just stepped off his left. He had the man on the outside, but he decided to take the option and take the tackle. They set up again. Tuala first time with his hands on the ball, beats 2 or 3.
Yeah, Tuala looking a little bit flat there. As the Beaches side coming through, could be trouble, but no, it's going to be the first penalty of the match, called by Rob Delbo.
Yeah, I thought the breakaway just came from the side there, but I think they nipped him from an offside. A quick tap here. Cal McDonald beats 1. They're looking to play up tempo. Wanderers respect that, looking to tire Southern Beaches, who are a much bigger pack.
As they come out now, and that's a good run there by Kevell, just breaking the line. Sherwood at the back again, and Simmons with it. Flat ball there as they go up towards the 40 metres. So Sherwood now just getting his troops, standing his troops. The Beaches line looks a little bit in front of the last feet there as Kevell taking it forward. They meet him nicely. That was Stone making the first contact. Oh, and just poor communication there. It's going to be the first scrum of the match there, Jimmy, and the Wanderers
they're a bit off,
a little
aren't
bit disorganised there.
Yeah, a bit disjointed, a bit flat-footed, not much communication, sort of one-out runners. Certainly, you can see Luke Sherwood shaking his head, not happy with the start. Looking forward to this first scrum, always the sort of barometer, isn't it? It's always a barometer of where it's going to go. And 2 enormous packs, 2 great front rows. It's going to be a real one of many great head-to-head contests.
Yeah, well, Willie Fraser's still playing in second grade, so that just goes to show how much they rate Barcelona in the number 3 jersey here.
Yeah, and Tyson Watini's come across from Hamilton. He played a lot of first grade there as well, so sort of like for like there.
Yeah, Willie
Hovell's got Barcelona in a horrible position here. He's virtually got him side on. Big shove coming from Wanderers here.
Oh, VAR taking it at the back. Good thinking here, but no. Delbo says it has gone the 180. Cal McDonald.
Yeah, good scrum there. Great hit from Enda Tuala on this side. Colin Hovell on this side. And once he got him going in sideways, it was all over. Barcelona certainly knows what he's in for today, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And you're right, he's taken the man bun out, though. Looks like he's got some sort of house party haircut happening today, Jimmy.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'll get it out eventually. But yeah, swap sides here. Ben Christensen now comes to the loose head side for Wanderers after that first scrum.
I like that, changing it up in the front row. It definitely...
Maybe that was just a sign from the old bull, from Colin Hubble, say, listen, mate, you're in Newcastle now. This is my territory. Welcome.
Welcome to number 2, he says, as Sherwood feeds the ball. It's a better scrum by Beaches there. Maybe I'd look at moving Christensen back the other side. Oh, taken nicely there was Murch.
Yeah, it was well read there. Great call in defence. Here comes a big 4. Blair Rush, another player who's back for Wanderers, was here 2 years ago. He was only a 19, a teenager then.
Could be trouble here though, Jimmy, as they spread the ball wide.
Andrew Katawa there just caught in a good tackle on the right hand side. They've certainly got him stretched, but they've got a couple of forwards out in the back line here. Wanderers expect them to truck it up and set it again.
Kevell with it now. Kevell taking the ball forward. He's been strong so far.
Yeah, a little bit slow there, Wanderers. They need to get there in numbers. They had opportunity. They had numbers, but they were too slow, and now they're flat-footed again.
Tuala with it now. Tuala coming up. Gets an arm free. Yeah, this could be trouble here as they go through the line.
Rocker Coco, had the fullback to beat, but it was a good tackle from Adrian Delors. Pulled him to ground, but they got numbers on the left.
Here. Could be on here if they can get the ball loose, get the ball free. No, the ball goes to Sherwood. Sherwood strong in the tackle. Simmons now taking over in the halfback position. Tuala calling for it. Tuala with it. He's too flat there, Tuala, as he comes forward, and he's met by a good solid Beaches defence. Could be trouble here though. The Still on Fletcher calling it, looking to set it up.
Yeah, not releasing.
Yeah,
There's definitely a ruck form there, so that's another penalty for Wanderers.
Yeah, wasted
Again, they
ball
needed
there
some,
by Wanderers,
yeah,
wasn't
I
it?
thought they needed some quick pill there. They're just too slow in getting numbers to the breakdown, and Southern Beaches were able to get set again. Interesting here, do they take the 3 or do they take the line? Looks like they're going the line. They want 7 out of this.
Yeah, Heffron's been impressive so far too, Jimmy. I don't know too much about him. Can you shed some light on him?
I know he's just out of Colts. He may even be still eligible for Colts, but he's certainly a big lump of a lad. He's a big old-style number 7, isn't he? Real chunky.
He's a short-headed Ben Ham, isn't he?
He looks like he could nearly play in the front row eventually. He's got that bodybuild about him if he keeps maturing once he hits the mid-20s or the 30s and tends to widen.
Well,
But,
he won't be liking that when he listens to the Bar TV coverage on the replay, Jimmy. No breakaway ever likes getting told they're going to end up in the front row.
Well, he's built for it, that's for sure. He's got massive legs. He's got tree trunks. He's lifting at the back of the line out here, so he's got all the template there to make a good front row.
This is a good
Easily
setup
won
here.
by Ben Ham at the front.
Good setup here by the Wanderers as they come through. Mauling, using their little feet. This is very, very good set piece play here by the two Blues as they come forward. It looks like, yes, they have scored the try there from the set piece. That's a good try there by Wanderers. Good set piece move. And that's the first points of the game, Jimmy.
Yeah, pretty clinical, wasn't it? They took the option to go the line out. Nice take at the front of the line. They brought it down. And what they did, they got the ball to the back of the line out where it's had nicer protection. Then they got set. They got nice and low. And from there, it was just a matter of being patient, not going too far, making sure that ball was at the back. And then once they were over, it was a matter of planning it. And a really difficult situation for Southern Beaches and one. That can go nasty, but they weren't able to get in and split it. You need to split those nice and early or drag it straight to ground.
As we go now to the Bar TV replay here, we'll just try and get a number on this. It was at the back. I think it's Ham who's at the back there maybe, and he comes through. No, Ham just joins
him folding
it
around, coming back around. Nice, a lot of protection there.
Could be Fletcher, was it? Let's see. Stacks on. Arms are up.
Yeah, I think it's Cowboy Fletcher. Let's give it to him.
We'll give it to Fletcher as the old veteran of the pack. He deserves it.
Yeah, there was a bit of suggestion maybe at the end of last year after doing so well and training so hard and working so hard for that premiership. A couple of those senior guys may have taken a drop down the grades. Luke mentioned was one, but Andrew Fletcher's stuck his hand up. He's trained really hard the last 6 weeks, and he's been a real unsung hero of this side. He does all that hard work, that stuff that a lot of people don't see.
He's the spiritual leader of this Wanderers pack, isn't he?
He's a club captain, or he certainly has been a club captain in the past.
As that kick goes to the side. Sorry, Jimmy, for interrupting there. But anyway, yes, he is the unsung hero of this pack as the Beaches side come back towards the halfway. Something wrong with the ball there. Yes, it is. It is egg-shaped, so they will play on with that. With Butler with it now. Both sides set. He's very, very good at these restarts, Butler, and there's another one that is hanging, but they come up with it through Ham, who takes it forward. Fletcher comes out. Looks like he's been pushed to the side there, and young Heffron takes that one.
Blair Rush this time, yeah, stuck his head through the line there, nearly got through.
He's a big boy, Blair Rush, isn't he, as the ball comes out now. Good ball to McDonald. McDonald's got support on the outside. It's draw and pass, but no, he goes himself. Probably should have given that one there, Jimmy, as the ball bats out to the sideline.
Yeah, I think he had a man on the inside. He didn't see him. I think all the call was coming on the outside, but Tapaki Rahui all he had to do was get back that ball on the inside, and he was in under the sticks. But again, good movement. They truck it up. Blair Rush makes the initial inroad, and from there they just had some numbers.
As we go now quickly to the replay here from Bar TV, and as you see, McDonald, he does everything. He draws him, and he should have passed that, Jimmy.
Yeah, he had Rahui on the inside as well. But again, they're on the right. The end of
Katoa, here he goes. Katoa, little goose step there on the far side. As they set up nicely now, Wanderers, and again, they look very, very slow to come to this breakdown.
Yeah,
there's no urgency.
Yeah, they turned it over. Southern Beaches let out of jail there.
So VAR taking forward, offloading there. Coming towards centre field, and that's a good clean out there by the Beaches, but no, holding onto the ball, so a let off there for the Wanderers side. They turn the ball over, but there's just no urgency here, Jimmy.
Yeah, I guess too, that combination still coming together. They haven't played any footy for 2 weeks now. Interesting to see Andrew Katoa out there on the right wing. He's played most of his football for Wanderers at halfback, but he's sort of taking the spot of Bill Coffey at the moment, and so far he's doing a good job.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's over the far side. He's He's a young whippet of a man, isn't he? He's not the tallest winger going around, but certainly shown a bit of pace so far.
Again, Wanderers give up a gift 3 points. That was right in front. They're going for the kill here. They know this wind's behind them. They need some points to go into the break. They're on a break the back of Southern Beaches nice and early.
Yeah, backing themselves here, so look for the ball to go to 2, and they'll bring it down again.
They're set up a bit deeper here. Interesting with this wind. Luke's...
Big Blair Rush goes up, and he takes that one nice, and here they go again, but he's just lost his feet there, so Simmons now calling for it. But Fletcher in there, so he's taking the ball forward. Fletcher to about 5 metres out. They're going to have to set up and draw a couple in here, but they go short side. Could be trouble here as
good defence in the end.
taking it in there, was it? No. It was Hovel, I believe, and as they go again.
Fletcher trucks it up. Just got to get the ball back. They're just edging away here.
And here is Big Tuala. Can he get his arm free? The big man who was down to the Rebels.
Talaleva wrapped him up nice and well.
And here is Simmons with the ball in 2 hands. Cuts through the middle. Can he get it away? No. Kicked over the top. McDonald with it. Cleans up nicely. Dancing around. Just taking it back over the 20-metre line. Getting drawn towards the sideline. He's over. Good defence there by Beaches.
Yeah, good scrambling defence by Beaches. It all started with that maul, didn't it? They brought that straight to ground where the Blair Rush lost his feet. Still, it was very good defence, and then they just aimed up. They numbered up, and they repelled Wanderers there.
Yeah, well, the
bit of pressure on this line-out throw. Glenn Stone is normally their go-to man. He's lining up in the middle of the line-out.
Yeah, the game so far has been all Wanderers, so the Beaches are going to have to probably want to get this ball downfield and find touch, I'd imagine, as it goes to the back, and probably not straight, was it?
Yeah, difficult one too. First throw for the day, and they're going to the back. Difficult for Ben Chidgey. But I can't remember Beaches having their hands on the ball in the opening 8 minutes.
Straight to 2 in these situations, especially the breeze.
Yeah, starting to whip
quite
up
strong,
now.
Isn't it?
Again, not great opportunity here for Wanderers. They've got their back set out to the right. Dan Murch from the blind sides come over to the open side, so their numbers stacked to the right here. I'd say they'll work a planned move, whether or not Kevill will take the odds.
Kevill blind all day, Jimmy.
It's certainly open for him, isn't it?
Either that or he will take the ball.
Southern Beaches
only from the back.
Southern Beaches winger Dan Marshall has followed his opposite round, so yeah, there's a big gap on the left-hand side of the scrum here.
Yeah, look for Sherwood to curate the overlap here, and a little bit of loss of footwork out there. I was out on the ground earlier on, and it was quite firm underfoot, so these 2 scrums still in the settling in period, Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a good 5 or 6 scrums. As I said, we've had a couple of weeks off for most of these players. And it's a new front row, isn't it, virtually for Southern Beaches, so they got their timing right.
Yes, and of course, if you're watching at home, tweet us in at Bar TV Sports, hashtag Bar TV Sports as well.
Yeah, good solid scrum from the 2 Blues.
And looks like they will go open. So we're both wrong there, Jimmy. As Simmons with it now, coming around to Murch. McDonald with it. Oh, McDonald had unmarked space on the outside of it. Kevill comes with it. Nice long ball to the outside. And Wanderers are going to go in the corner. And that's a nice try there to Katoa.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to break down, didn't it, when Cal McDonald got the ball? He was a bit flat-footed. His timing wasn't quite out. But the ball fortuitously spat out the back. Kevill got his hands on it. And from there, they just had numbers on the right. Andrew Katoa had 10 metres, one to beat, and he did it easily.
Yeah, very easily. Good halfback's try for a winger there, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think he has played quite a bit of outside backs in his younger days, but when he came to Wanderers, for some reason, I think they decided he was a halfback. And he did, to be fair, he did a fair job of it.
Yeah, definitely. So score moves now 10-0 with a kick to come. It's been all Wanderers so far in this greater NHRU fixture. It's round 4 as we go shortly to the replay for Bar TV Sports. And McDonald with it now. He cuts in. Probably could have run a little overs line there and linked up, but no, Kevill, great work getting over there. And there he is in the corner. Easy as you come for Katoa.
Yeah, good start for Wanderers. This is exactly what they would have wanted. You could see when they ran out that they actually made the decision to switch ends and take the win at their back. And so far, they've done everything right.
Yeah, it's one of those things in Newcastle. The wind kind of stops at about half-time in the rugby and switches the other way as Simmons takes the kick and unfortunately misses that one as well. So 10-0 the score here at number 2 Sports Ground in favour of Wanderers against Southern Beaches.
I would suggest they'll take it. He'll sort of hang this up in the breeze again, Mark Butler. The first two have been fantastic, right on the spot. They've just been a bit unfortunate. Glenn Stone's come through on both occasions, but hasn't been able to take a clean grab.
Yeah, well, they'll need to get this one, won't they? They'll need to get some sort of possession here with 15 minutes gone. He goes a little bit deeper. It finds the grass, and Sherwood with it. Sherwood's going to try and clear it away. He does, as it gets up to about the 40-metre line. They look to maybe have the quick restart, but no, they're going to go with the line out here. So the first line out was pretty terrible for the Beaches side. They'll probably try and consolidate this one and do a safe option here, Jimmy.
If I was Wanderers, I'd be throwing him up nice and flat at number 2. That's certainly where they'll head, you would think. Oh no, they're going long again. Much better throw. Glenn Stone gets his right arm up there, but a bit of pressure through from the young number 7 from Wanderers.
Yeah, here comes Lima. I'm told he's a very big, strong runner. Vartaleva's rated him before. He's come up from second grade. And here he goes, big Barcelona, taking the ball forward. That's a good run by the big prop. Just taking their time there. Stone with it now. Stone met by a wall of traffic. Tuala coming over the top. Eofa at the back, is it? Looks like they may have won it. They're going to have to do something with it here, the Beaches side. Yes, they do. They go short side to Lanzini, taking it forward. Lanzini picked up and driven. I don't know if there was too much wrong with that, but I guess he did put his arm between the legs there. They want to go on that. Lanzini.
Yeah, he was certainly about to get in a dangerous position, and I think they realised and put him back to ground. But, yeah, certainly nothing more than a penalty, I would think, he is warranted.
He's going to have a chat to him. I don't know about this. They did the right thing and didn't go through with it. He's going to have a chat with Fletcher, in fact. Sherwood out there just calming it down.
Yeah, we're going to go
to the replay here.
It certainly was a tackle that could have got nasty, but I think, common sense prevailed. You see, they pick him up there and then they just pull out of it as he rolls to ground. So, yeah, it's definitely worth a penalty. Rahui it was and Fletcher both in there underneath.
Yeah, just got their arms in the crotch region, I think they call it, Jimmy.
You do that, you're taking the risk, aren't you? You're nearly always going to be giving away a penalty 9 times out of 10 when you take that action. They're going long here, very long.
Oh, has he found touch? Yes, he has, and that's a good kick there by Butler. That's probably the kick of the day. So now the Beaches side have a chance to come back and at least peg back a try here, Jimmy. As Chidgey with the ball, so look for a similar move here. They go to the back again.
Yeah, much better throw.
And here comes Lanzini charging onto it. He keeps going, Lanzini. They're about 2 metres out here as they come around. Little short ball, and that's going to be a try, is it? Yes, it is. That's a good little short ball from the back of the breakdown there by Afuya.
Yeah, it all started. What's he suggesting here? He's going back. I'm confused. No try. Definitely no try. We've got a player down injured. I think he's awarded a penalty.
He awarded the penalty. It looked like he awarded the try, Jimmy.
It did indeed. He had me bluffed, that's for sure. And it all started, great response from young Ben Chidgey. We'll have a look here if we can.
Yeah, Ben Chidgey.
Lanzini hits it up at the back. Great run. He beats 2. They get it to the back. The Wanderers are shuffling sideways. He throws a little short ball to the prop. He must have been held up short.
Yeah, Watini, I thought he'd gone over. He's caught the penalty, but he must have been held up or short. It looks like he was just short there on the replay when they come up.
We don't have the benefit of a front-on angle, but yeah, my first initial was he's short and then maybe bounced over and caught the line, but looks like there's a bit of an injury concern here for Colin Hobble. He's not much chop. The Medicab's reversing out, but I think it's going to stay out of action, and he gets back into line. Take a bit more than that to knock over the old Warhorse.
So Ofia, here Lanzini comes back again. He wants another run. He's very, very close again. Zafir takes it again. Nice run there by Barcelona. The Beaches forwards now getting a little bit wider than what we're used to seeing. Oh, they try the little short put again. But no, it's picked up nicely by the halfbacks. They look for pick and drive, but no, they go out to Lanzini again, who's been immense so far down in this 22-metre zone.
He was just caught a little bit sideways there, wasn't he? You need to straighten that up a bit, maybe step off the left, but they got the ball back.
Yeah, nice long ball to VAR to leave. VAR taking it, handing it off. Could be trouble.
That's young Tyson Watini there. He's a man that was caught just short. Setting up again here. Wanderers line looks pretty solid at the moment. Penalty coming though.
Yeah, advantage getting played here, but the Beaches will be content to maybe take it from the back of this breakdown, and they do. They haven't got far to get here, the Beaches side. They're probably about 2 metres out. Lanzini taking it again. He's probably too high as he drives forward there, the big number 4 second rower.
A nice place at the back here. They're setting up on the right.
And here he goes, Delors stepping. Taken down though. He could have lost the ball, but no, he gets it back at Scrappy. They're going to have to do something with it, taking it into contact. But it's going to be advantage played. That's a penalty there, called by Rob Delbo.
That's 2 in their own quarter, Wanderers. They have to be careful here. They might lose someone to the bin. Normally 3, and it's 1 gets shown a yellow. So pressure situation here. They're maintaining the
Reyes
pressure.
Deami taking it forward. Is he over? Yes, he is. Reyes Deami taking it over the number 12. Quick tap. And that's a good try catching the Wanderers off guard there, Jimmy.
They did indeed. They perhaps were looking for the line out. The Wanderers bloke's taking a couple of deep breaths, and he just said, thank you very much. I'll take that ball and I'll truck it forward. And he only just got there, but it was enough. And a great response from Southern Beach. It's the first time they've really had any possession, and they come away with 5 points.
Yeah, very well worked, wasn't it? I mean, the Wanderers, though, they kind of gave away a few too many penalties. And as we go now to the Bar TV replay, penalty taken, and Reyes Deami takes the quick tap, gets low, good body height, and just barges over.
Yeah, great leg drive there. He got in under, I think it was Cowboy Fletcher and also Blair Rush from first look. But, yeah, great strength, great leg drive, and just was too good for him there.
Cowboy Fletcher, I haven't heard that one. I haven't heard that one, Jimmy.
It's been 7 months since I've gone anywhere near a microphone, so I could be a little bit tongue-tied at stages today. That's my excuse anyway.
Big, thick tongue. The tongue's the only thing that hasn't lost weight, Jimmy.
I wouldn't say that, mate. I wouldn't say that.
And he hit it nice, and he's got it there, Butler. He doesn't miss too many, Butler, as they come back now. The Wanderers are score now 10-7 in favour of the 2 Blues. Of course, the 2 Blues running right to left on your screen. The Beaches side running left to right, as is custom in a game of rugby.
This will be a little test of Wanderers' mental strength. They were doing it easy that first 15 minutes, weren't they? They had all the pill, they had all the field position. First time they've given away 3 penalties on the back of each other.
Butler with it.
Give away a try.
Good long kick there by Butler. He gets them out of trouble all day, doesn't he? And that he was the difference, I think, for them last year into that semi-finals run. His kicking game, the way he controlled it, Jimmy. Yeah, he's done it again.
It was his first season here. Former Gaelic footballer. Played a lot of Gaelic football back in Ireland. Came over to join his brother here last year, and has really made that number 10 position his own. Fought his way into the rep team, and is a real class competitor.
Tuala with the ball now. He's very strong on the line out. Good throw there as well. Sherwood to Simmons. Simmons turning it back on the inside.
Yeah, they held him up here, Rahui, and they've stolen the ball. Bartel Lever at the back. They've got numbers on the right here, Southern Beaches. Great turnover. Good shot from Dan Kevill.
Yeah, Kevill's been good, but Lanzini's been just as good. Well, that's a poor ball, and Bartel Lever just not bending down to pick it up. The old bones might be a bit sore from Country Week. As they take it again, yeah, it's going to be a penalty there.
A bit unlucky there,
the Wanderers side.
Yeah.
Well, you say unlucky, I'll say offside, Jimmy.
I thought the halfback picked it up and sort of passed the ball into one of his own men, but I think he's gone for offside, so, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, offside. 4 metres offside.
He wasn't sitting up here in my lap, so I'm not sure he's 4 metres offside, but you could see some frustration coming out in Luke Sherwood, the Wanderers captain. He's having a bit of a chat to referee Rob Delbo. As we said, the first 15 minutes, everything was going their way, wasn't it? They had all the ball, they had all the field position, they were getting all the penalties. Now all of a sudden they've been put under a little bit of pressure, and it's starting to show.
Well, this is almost exactly what happened in that major semi-final last year. The Wanderers got off to not a bad start, and Southern Beaches came back and blew them off the park. So, for my reckoning, it may not happen today, but we're seeing very good similarities to what happened towards the end of the season last year.
It's a sign of 2 good sides, 2 quality sides, isn't it? Both teams are going to have their ups and downs. You're not going to have a team that's going to dominate 80 minutes at this level. Not when they're so evenly matched as these two are. It's who rides that out. It's who can come back. It's who can absorb that bit of pressure and make sure it doesn't have consequences on the scoreboard.
And here he is, Butler. He's kicking with the breeze. He's hit it nicely, but it's just going to go to the left of the post.
Yeah, into the breeze, and he had no trouble there from 40 metres, did he? So that's a sign to Wanderers. The alarm bell should be ringing. No more penalties in our half.
Here
Particularly in the second when the wind's going to be up his clacker.
Rahui with the little dummy there. I don't think anyone's ever kicked it off the dummy, have they? Waste of time, waste of effort. Save your energy.
Particularly when he used to be a hooker. In the old days, hookers used to mark those quick kickoffs, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah, nice long kick there by Simmons. Lima taking it, and Barcelona steaming onto it. He's come through the other side. Barcelona just misses Stone, just misses Lima. It's going to be called a knock on, or is it out?
I thought there was a knock on in there somewhere, but yeah, that was poor defence. They just hung off him, didn't they? He just burst through him. It was easy as
running of the Bulls.
It was
Barcelona.
Absolutely. Pamplona, close enough. I mean,
it's all Spanish to me,
country
mate.
Down to it's about. I've been to both on a Wanderers tour. Actually, we played in San Sebastian, which is not too far from Pamplona, and then ended up down.
So
to
we go
Barcelona.
now to the replay. Look at the big man. I
One,
thought he was going to trip over.
Rahui,
The
and
big
brushed
palm.
off Katoa. And then they just broke down at the end. Yeah, but still some ominous signs there.
So again, the scrum going down. Just letting the guys sort it out there. Rob Delbo, he'll probably switch sides.
Yeah, Ben Chidgey shaking his head there. He didn't like what happened in that last scrum. Looks like, Ben, he's having a tough time. He's running the ball pretty well, Barcelona, but he's having a tough time of it at scrum time. Young Ben, he's not young anymore. Ben Christian has really come on the last couple of years. Great to see him be rewarded with a country berth, and his technique's nice and strong. He's nice and square there. Barcelona's head's down, under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, just getting good body position.
Nice shove, though, from Southern Beaches, but ball safely out the back. And here's Rahui.
Rahui with it.
Off his left.
A nice run there by Rahui as it comes to the back. Simmons now kicking downfield. Nice kick there by Simmons.
Yeah, first time we've really seen them use the wind at their back, hasn't it? They've preferred to run the ball as their first option, which is the Wanderers' trait since Todd Loudon came to the club 2 years ago. Their option is always run the ball first, and if we're getting nowhere and we're looking for a bit of relief, let's put it into touch. So first time in 26 minutes now gone, they've used that wind at their back.
I think the wind's switched now, Jimmy. It looked like it's going the other way, to be fair, if you look at those flags. As the ball comes in, Stone with it. Nice win by Stone. Butler. Lima with it. Oh, little wrap around there. Butler with it now. Delors stepping on the inside. Nice tackle there by...
Yeah, he made the tackle there.
Rahui, was it?
Yeah, it was. Made up for his missed tackle on Big Barcelona. Andrew Law probably not as quite intimidating, but yeah, it was a nice bootlace tackle, and then Delors got back to his feet, but Rob Delbo ruled that a ruck had been formed.
It looks like Delors, by the looks of it, looks like he is carrying a bit of an injury. He's not hitting the line with the speed that I guess we saw him in the opening rounds.
No doubt. He did go to that country under-20s championship last weekend. He's got a chronic left ankle, but he rolled his right ankle in the lead up to it and had a bit of trouble with it. So he's certainly not 100% fit. And that's the thing for the poor kid. I don't think he's been 100% fit in the last 18 months. He's had a chronic left ankle. He's had a broken collarbone before he went to Australian schoolboys last year. He just needs to get fit and play some regular footy. We'll see the best out of him.
Yeah, nice move off the line out there as they take it forward through rush. Moving over the advantage line easily there. Ball comes out to Simmons. McDonald. Dummies. Rahui was outside him again. McDonald looking very dangerous in these early stages.
Quick ball here. Numbers on the left, Wanderers.
Rush with it. He won't pass it though. He'll go up towards the 40. They've still got it on the short side, but no, the Beaches side number up here. So again, they've lost the ball. And here comes Barcelona again, getting them over the halfway. And they go again from the back of the breakdown. And that's a nice run there by Reyes Yami. Barcelona coming towards the back there, and Vartlever calling the ball. Taken nicely, though, there by Kevill, his opposite number. But Rob Delbo says all offside.
Yeah, penalty count.
And here goes Delors, quick tap, little dummy. Who said he's running on two bad ankles, because he looked like he had plenty of pace there.
Well, that's him at his best. He's a sevens specialist. He does see a pathway. He played the Youth Olympics at the sevens for Australia and sees a pathway potentially into that sevens IRB circuit. So if there's an opportunity, he'll take it.
As they set up nicely there, the Beaches. Scheming there was Eophia.
Yeah, looking for a run. He's just went a little bit sideways, but he's managed to get the ball back.
Lanzini at the back. He'll take it forward again. Good run. He's been so solid this game,
He gets
hasn't he,
through a power of
Lanzini?
work, hasn't he? He'll probably stick his hand up to play in the front row in the second half as well.
And here he is, the man, Vartaliva, getting the ball to Stone, juggling it though, and it looks like they have knocked it on. Yes, they have, but a little bit of push and shove there in the midfield.
Yeah, crucial period this next 10 minutes. It's just become a bit of an arm wrestle, hasn't it? Both teams are sort of testing their arm. They're getting caught in the ruck. They're trying to throw little passes that perhaps aren't on. I think the message from both coaches will be, let's just settle down. Let's build some phases. Let's play some field position and work towards to half-time. Wanderers, for mine, they're just lacking that little bit of timing in the backs. Cal McDonald just doesn't seem to be hitting the ball with much purpose. When he's at his best is when he's fully wound up and hitting the ball at pace. Both him and Rahi seem to be propping and stepping and setting things up rather than trying to break the line.
Yeah, I've noticed as well the last few weeks he hasn't been running to the line as much as well, but today he's taking on the defence more, so he needs to find that happy medium and maybe be more of a distributor rather than
there's
than
no
a ball
doubt
runner.
when he's so strong, Cal McDonald. That's the thing. He's quite wiry, but he's very, very strong, and once he gets that full wind up, he's very hard to stop. Wanderers ball here. They've got 3 on the blind side.
Yeah, so they'll have to mark up here, the Beaches.
Oh, good scrum.
Yeah, good scrum by Beaches. They've shoved him off the ball, but Kevill picks it up off the back. Good smart play by the big number 8, and he palms a couple off. Good solid effort there by Kevill as they go short side through Rush, and Rush coming around. He's been very, very active in this first half as well, Jimmy, as they come now. Sherwood out the back there to young Heffron. Heffron taking it forward as well, and Wanderers not committing too many to the breakdown. It's working for them so far. Fletcher with it now. He runs across field. They get up quickly. Butler, the man making the tackle there. As they go again, Kevill to the inside ball to Ham, and Ham, we haven't seen too much of Ham this game.
Yeah, good ball there, nice and quick. But then here we go, McDonald propping, stepping.
Yeah, coming up to the halfway again, and Wanderers are going to have to realign here, and they go short side, and Rush passing it off, and here he goes, the try scorer. Young Katoa.
All in there. They just got to get this back. They've got numbers on the left here, Wanderers, if they get some quick pill. But Beaches have scrambled well there.
Yeah, looks like Rahui over on the far side just wrestling with them. Beaches have come up with it. Austell, good steal there, and he's kicked it downfield. There'll need to be a chase on it. Now the Wanderers have a good chance to counter-attack through Simmons. Good ball to Ham. Ham, he's dropped it cold there, wrong Akia. And he won't be happy with that. He had daylight in front of him. It could have been trouble there for Southern Beaches, Jimmy.
Yeah, it was young. I think he had his head up and was thinking about what he was about to do rather than concentrating on catching the footy. But yeah, great opportunity there for both teams, really.
So Rongakia in the lime green headgear. He's looked pretty dangerous with the ball so far, the limited opportunities he's had. Do you know much about him? I don't know too much about him, Jimmy.
He played most of last year in second grade. He's certainly in second year at the club. They certainly, when that second grade side, if it wasn't for the fact that Wanderers first grade were on such an all-conquering run, I think there would have been a few more changes in between. Both Rongakoa and Dan Murch played lots of the year in second grade last year, and as we've seen, Dan Murch got called into the representative squad. So I think he had Luke Mention in front of him last year, and he was a very direct player. I think they're probably a little bit dissimilar in the way they play. He looks to be more light on his feet and beats the man on the outside, whereas Mention really straightened things up.
Yeah, definitely going for maybe a bit too much pizzazz in the back line. I like the back lines with the straight runner. You need that, Jimmy.
Their timing seems to be a little bit out at the moment, and that can't. I mean, as we said, this first game of footy in 3 weeks for some of these guys, and they've been training in very wet conditions, if in fact they've been able to train at all. So that's particularly outside of a set piece where you're not in rhythm and set. That's where I guess the backs are at a disadvantage, where they haven't had their hands on the ball as much in the lead up. But it's probably been the case for both teams. You haven't seen much from the Southern Beaches backline at this point yet either.
No, definitely, and the only change they've had, I guess, is that's a good scrum there, wasn't it, by the Wanderers side? Really gave it to them, didn't they?
Tuala's moved to tight head. Ben Christensen's moved to hooker, and they really put the acid on. Yeah,
Tuala, I think the country coach Stacey Sykes has got maybe aspirations to to move him into the prop forward position as well.
Yeah, well, they've got Steve Lamont at hooker there as well, already in that country line, but he can really only play hooker at country level. He plays in the back row, obviously for Hamilton, but at that country level, he's either not fast enough to be number 7 and certainly not big enough to be number 6. So he's an out-and-out hooker, whereas Tuala can play loose head or even at a pinch tight head.
And here they go again.
Yeah, big scrum. He's got him in a horrible position. Lifts up.
Yeah, it's going to be a penalty. And you can hear the crowd appreciating the big pegs in the middle. That's a good penalty for the forwards there.
Yeah, no doubt. Those two play a lot of footy together, as I mentioned in the preview in Auckland. And I'd suggest Andrew Tuala might be having a little twerp in Barcelona's ear, saying welcome to Newcastle. Yeah, great scrum there from Wanderers. And you just saw Beaches lift up. They couldn't match the weight coming through the middle. Only option was to lift up, and they pay the price.
So the ball just coming over the halfway here. They're going to have to watch the numbers here, Southern Beaches, as they take their time. Looks like Hovell is receiving a bit of attention again down on the sideline here, and they may have to be forced to make a change.
Uncomfortable, doesn't he? He certainly pulled up a bit lame. I think he's got some blood coming out of his eye, his right eye maybe. So it might be just a blood
bleeding
vent.
Tears. No, it's just
no, it's not. It's just a nasty little scar he's got down there. But yeah, Blake Walsh comes. I'm looking forward to this. As much as impressed by Colin Hovell, I really want to see how Blake Walsh aims up against what is a very big Southern Beaches front row.
He was an out-and-out standout in that 20s competition down at Bowral the other week.
Well, he's a lump of a lad. He's 120 kilo and just over 6 foot, barrel-chested. So he's got certainly the right stature to play loose.
Little set move here. Rahui with it, passing it on his outside. He's got plenty of pace. Oh, little goose step there. Katoa, and no, he throws the ball inside. Probably could have held that as they look to counter now. The Southern Beaches side, they're going to have to take the ball in, and they do. So they're going to have to get set. They do have numbers to the right, but no, they're not going to use it. It is Barcelona, mind you, out there.
Oh, silly penalty there from Wanderers. They had Southern Beaches on their own 10-metre line, on the flat foot. All the option they were going to do was kick into touch, and they may have got out to the 22. Instead, they give away a penalty, and now Southern Beaches have a chance to work their way out of their own end.
Yeah, so 4 minutes remaining in this half. Southern Beaches will probably be happy coming into half-time with a score at 10-7. As he finds touch there on about the 22-metre line. We go quickly to the Bar TV replay.
Yeah, nice little sweeping play, cut out. And it looked like Katoa he tried to beat him on the outside. He did a little inside, a little in and away, but he just couldn't get around Adrian Delore. Good cover, tossed it on the inside, a Hail Mary. But Southern Beaches cleaned up. From there, they were able to work it around and eventually win a penalty.
Yeah, very, very good fullback tackle. Good covering tackle there by Delore. It was all him as he drove Katoa towards the sideline. Little bit of cat and mouse there. Oh, and
it's a terrible line out throw. Miscommunication there. This is a great opportunity with only a couple of minutes to go for Wanderers to have the final say in this half.
And here they go again. Tuala taking it forward. Good run by him. Again, he was flat-footed. That was McDonald with it now. Stepping on the inside. Can he get his arms free? No, he can't, but yeah, good placement there. Is Sherwood now jinking at the back. Little half break. He's still going the little half back. Looks like he's dropped it. Yeah, it's knocked on there as Blake Walsh comes through and tries to clean up the spoils.
Yeah, he just went to sort of lay that back up high rather than go to ground there, Luke Sherwood. He'd be frustrated with himself. That was a great opportunity for Wanderers. But again, a good scrum here. I imagine Blake Walsh first scrum. He's I won't say be nervous, but his energy will be pumped up. He'll be looking for a good hit. He's actually, I think I mentioned he was a loose head, but he's a tight head specialist.
Well,
he'll really put some pressure in on Tyson Watini on the left hand side of Hamilton's scrum.
He actually went away with the countryside last year as well. So
interesting to see that actually Tyson Watini switched sides here. He's gone to the tight head side, and they've put big.
Yeah, it's not working for them at the moment, though. The Beaches side. As Barr takes the quick tap, and Butler looks to kick it downfield, and he does, but he's taken late there in back play. He hasn't got up. He hasn't moved. It's going to be a penalty here, and there could be a bit of trouble here at number 2 Sports Ground, Jimmy. He's going to have a chat to his touch judge, so really didn't need that.
Dan Kevill just came through late, turned his back, and got him. I think he might be... there's definitely a penalty. I didn't think there'd be too much more in it, but Dan Kevill... his record doesn't read well, whether it's his feet. As you see, kick here, he just turns, drops his shoulder in. Not
Nothing
a great deal
really.
in that, I wouldn't have thought. But Mark Butler, very smart player, certainly earned a penalty.
Yes, and he He may spend a little bit of time in the bin, not for the offence, but I guess more for the stigma maybe, which we don't like saying, and we respect the referees. He's going to have a bit of a chat. I don't think there was much in it, as he has a bit of a chat with Rob Zelbo.
Yeah, just a stern warning there. I think that was all that was warranted for that. Definitely a penalty. I mean, let's play the game and get on with it.
Well, there's not much time to get on with it here, Jimmy. There's a minute left remaining here at number 2 Sports Ground in the first half. It's been a pretty tight encounter, I guess.
It hasn't been real free-flowing, has it? It's been sort of... I think both teams just lacking a little bit of timing, particularly with their attacking play. They're not able to string some phases and get that forward momentum. They're sort of getting stuck at the ad line.
Yeah, it's been a good tight forwards battle so far. I guess the backs haven't had too much opportunity. They played sort of really tight the Beaches side, and Wanderers, as you said, haven't got that continuity in their attack yet, so they're not really stretching them at the moment. That'll come in the second half, though.
When they have created that extra man, they have caused them troubles on the flanks, on the edges, haven't they? But it's been a matter of getting that momentum and creating the extra man and doing it on the front foot where it's nice quick ball.
Yes, and if I was Chidgey here, I'd be going straight to Wadsworth at 2. Looks like they're going to the back again, though, are they? Yes, they are. So chancing their arm, they lose the line out again, so that's not the best thing. As Rahui with it now, stepping, dancing, ball away. Yeah, taken nicely there by Heffron. Not really expecting it. He was coming back into the line. Oh, he's come through there. Delbo says, play on. Sherwood cleans it up. Good play by the halfback.
A few boos from the crowd. They're expecting him to be offside. Thought he'd come in from the side. Interesting, the debate around line-outs. Nowadays, modern football, it seems to be the second rowers, the locks that call the line-out. Where days gone past, it was the hooker. For mine, it should be the hooker. He knows how confident he's throwing. He can see where the line-out's working.
For me, it's whoever does mass the best. Some of those calls.
Tuala caught very high here, but he gets the ground well.
Yeah, nice run.
Yeah, clock just about up in the first half here. Wanderers, last opportunity for them, you'd think.
Kevill kicks it. What is going on there? It's Delore with it now. Getting the ball downfield. McDonald well placed to take it. Good chance to counter. Long ball to Simmons. Butler. Is it? No, it's Marshall. As they go again for the line, and he looks like he's found touch, and that's a good touch finder there, wasn't it, by Simmons?
Yeah, nothing really on there. Took the odds to the touch finder. Got a fortuitous bounce, landed about a metre in. And,
the off break.
It went virtually at right angles. Interesting line at this one. Wanderers, I'd say, will throw 2 pods up here, put a bit of pressure on.
Yeah, not long to go. Just a little bit of injury time here. For my reckoning, it's probably about 3 minutes. So Southern Beaches will just be looking to come into half-time now, I'd imagine, get the ball downfield, consolidate, but they've lost the line out again. That's probably the 4th line out they've lost from poor options, and here they go through the middle of the Wanderers side.
Okay, there they got numbers on the left here.
Nice ball on the inside, and Hamness not going with it.
Yeah, I wonder if he's favouring that ankle, because we haven't really seen much of Ben Ham in this half. That was a great opportunity. He showed on the outside, the ball's on the inside, a little hole there for Ben Ham, but the pass was just a bit flat and a bit high and hit him in the shoulder.
Yes, and that's half-time here for the greater NHRU round 4 clash between Southern Beaches and the Wanderers side. We're going to take a quick word from our sponsors now, and we'll join you again in about 5 minutes' time. Stay tuned for more action.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Sport, Bar TV.
Doc's Pharmacies were established in 1988. We've been serving the Novocastrian community for over 25 years. Doc's Mega Save Chemist is the only chemist in Newcastle open 16 hours a day. We open from 8 a.m. in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week.
We have 3 full-time pharmacists employed, plus we have 2 intern pharmacists. So there's always more than one pharmacist here to answer any questions that you may have.
We have over 16,000 lines in stock at any one time, so we have a huge range of products always available.
Within a 5-kilometre radius, we have a free delivery service.
We offer free personal health checks, prescription reminder services.
We do free blood pressure checks every day. We've got the widest range of stock, and anything we don't have, we can get for you the next day.
For more information on any of the services that we offer, please visit our website or like us on Facebook. Doc's Mega Save Chemist is on the ground floor in Market Town Shopping Centre next to Woolworths.
Yes, welcome back everybody to Bar TV's Round 4 coverage of the greater NHRU competition. It's half-time now, but with me, special guest for today, Stacey Sykes, the country Cockatoos coach. How are you, Stacey?
Going good, Ruff. How are you, mate?
Very, very well. How was last weekend? You all thawed out?
Tough weekend, yeah. It was tough conditions for the players, and it was probably tough conditions for the selectors, actually. We've got a few selectors that are getting in their middle of life, and getting across the field each half was tough enough, let alone playing.
So you had the big galoshes on, I guess, and the big raincoat. Although you were mainly up in the clubhouse, weren't you? Just cruising around. How good was it down at Barrel?
Well, it's a lovely spot. I actually feel sorry for them in a sense that they prepared really well, got their clubhouse done right at the last hour, and then the weekend come with all that rain. It was unfortunate, but that's just what happens in sport, and there's so much rain, but we had to play in them conditions.
So as far as the countryside, the Newcastle side got 10 players in, which is pretty good.
Yeah, we're happy. I suppose the big test is next weekend. 34 goes back to 23. So next weekend will be a challenge to see, who comes out of that. If people do miss out, they'll still be brought into the squad, if there's injuries during the program. But yeah, we're happy with the 34 we got. We think we've got it right. So we're confident where we've got. We've just got to get the job done now and get the best 23.
And as far as the program goes, you'll be playing 3 games, I believe, this year. One against the subby side, one against the Queensland countryside, isn't it? And one against the Brumbies.
Correct. Yeah, so that program could expand. It'll depend on funding. So there's been a major sponsor this year, being Grain Corp, that have pulled their money out. First time in a long time, 20, 30 years, I think. So if we do have the extra funding left after, because the tour last year to the US took a lot of dollars, then we could be looking at games, Falcons in South Australia, etc. But we'll cross the first 3 games and see what money's left.
Yeah, definitely. And where are those fixtures getting played? For everyone listening out there, we may be covering it on Bar TV as well.
Yeah, well, at this stage, we haven't had them totally confirmed, but the subbies is in Sydney the weekend after the camp. The Canberra game is in Canberra, but I've heard that's going to be a curtain raiser to one of the Super Rugby games, and we're still finalising the location for the Queensland Country game.
Yes, very good. It looks like Rob Delbo's out there. How do you find this game? How's it going in your eyes? There's a couple of your players in here that they might be a little bit fatigued from last weekend.
Well, yeah, exactly. I come across, obviously Vars in the senior team for Beaches, but I come and look at some of the guys today, Andy Taylor and Ben Christensen, but just come to have a bit of a look today to see how they've recovered from last weekend for next weekend's selection camp.
Yeah, I mentioned in the broadcast that Tuala, he's moved now to the loose head prop side. I think that's probably a better position for him at the moment at this stage of his career.
Well, that's where I'm looking at. It's up to the coaching staff. I've spoken to him this week and requested to see if he could be played there, and we'll have a look at him this half, which I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, nice one. Thanks for joining us, Stacey, as we go back now to the middle of the ground. The referee, Rob Delbo, is calling the teams back on. We're here at number 2 Sports Ground for the greater NHRU Round 4 clash here against Southern Beaches V Wanderers at number 2 Sports Ground. Rob Delbo, as mentioned, front and centre for our Bar TV pictures. He's looking a picture, isn't he? The man they call Hollywood out there. And, of course, we thank the referees for turning up each week and and making a game of it. We couldn't do without the Referees Association, as Simmons now has the ball at halfway. So the Wanderers will be running left to right on your screen. Beaches running right to left towards the Market Town end. Simmons with the ball. Rob Delbell looks happy. Calls time on. And here we go for the second half. And that's a good kick downfield there as Stone reaches up for it. Probably not the highest restart that Simmons would have liked, but the ball pops out of the back. That's an ugly play there as Barcelona taking it forward, and he's been rolled over there, the man from Spain. As the ball comes through now, and Vartalieva taking forward. He's caught flat-footed there on his own 22. Now going to the right. Butler steps on the inside, and Stacey Sykes just forgetting his sunglasses there. As you may have heard on the broadcast, as they come through the middle, the Southern Beaches side. This is good defence here by the Wanderers side, and now young Blake Walsh is still out there, so Hovell not returning to the match in the second half. He's had a crack there, and Vartalieva taking it forward, and this is very good as Jimmy Gardner sits down right next to me. How are you, Jimmy? How's your second half scores?
Got some half-time scores, but Mark Butler just makes a little grab, well picked up by Fletcher there, and Wanderers now on the attack.
A little knock on at the back, maybe.
Yeah.
It's going to be a penalty. I thought there was a knock on, though, but as we go now to those scores, Jimmy.
Of course, here it was Wanderers 10, Southern Beaches 7. Up at Marcellin Park, Maitland with about 10 minutes to go. Merriweather just in front in a tight one, 3-0 over Maitland. Hamilton have made a great start against University, leading 26-3 at half-time. Up at Singleton Rugby Park, it's all Waratah. They're in front 26-0, and at this point, no score from Nelson Bay and Lake Macquarie. So I guess all those going the way of the favourites at this point.
Apart from the one where it's 0-0, it's going no one's way, Jimmy. At the Groper Dome too, they're normally 12 points.
The communication lines are down at the Groper Dome. I can't get through to anyone over there, but I'm sure if anyone's listening from that neck of the woods, they can send us a sneaky text, and we'll get that sorted as well. But it'll be a good battle out there. A couple of new faces, or not new faces, a couple of old faces back for Lake Macquarie, and a couple of players out for Nelson Bay. So while they be favourites up there, the Gropers, they've got a very good record up there, particularly last year. I think they won 6 out of 9. Lake Macquarie don't go up there without a chance.
Yeah, well, we know the country club up there, they subscribe to Bar TV, so of course if you are at a pub, tell your publican to get Bar TV on. Subscribe, of course you can follow us at Bar TV Sports on Twitter, Bar TV Sports on Facebook, and of course the YouTube channel Bar TV Sports as Simmons slots that one, so it brings the score now, Wanderers 13, Beaches 7.
Yeah, that'd do his confidence the world of good. He missed a couple of difficult ones. I guess the first one wasn't too difficult. The second one was from the sideline, but he hit that nice and sweet, straight over the black dot. That'll do his confidence the world of good.
Yes, definitely, as the Beaches side have a little switch here. Wanderers now readjusting at the kickoff. As Butler looks to restart, he'll look to put it high. Again, into the wind now. The Southern Beaches side, so the wind has definitely shifted, and that holds up nicely as it goes to Kevill, and Kevill spills the ball. Could be trouble, could be over. No, he keeps in.
Yeah, they clean up
well there. Well done to the Wanderers side as they come forward now through Blake Walsh. Good run there by the young Colt.
Yeah, we mentioned Lanzini and Andrew Tuwala getting through a power of work in the first half, but geez, there was none better than Dan Kevill for mine. He pulled up a couple of big shots involved in that try. Was very good in the line out.
McDonald with it now. He's big, hoofed it crossfield, and not the best one, and Delore positioned well, takes it forward. Good run there by Delore.
They're all over this, but no, good support there coming through. Ball at the back, bit scrappy. The halfback looking for some support again, just out the back. Good work there from the breakaway. He tries to go to ground now, but he's held up, but no, they get there in numbers, Southern Beaches, and they set it up again.
Yeah, nice as Vartalieva hits the ball up. Nice ball, he pops it to the back, and just a little short ball there to Delore. Could have got them through as Barcelona taking the ball forward.
Raheem might have snuck up offside there too. Lucky to get away with that one there, Wanderers.
He's going to call. It's a Wanderers scrum, so yeah, very, very lucky to get away with that one, Jimmy. And this will be the first scrum of the second half, and for mine, the Wanderers set piece at scrum has been all over this Southern Beaches side, really.
Yeah, they've certainly got the better of the initial hit, haven't they? And they've been able to drive that power straight through the middle. And similarly at the line out, I guess Paul Benchinji, when they go long the first one and you don't hit the spot, you become a nervous wreck for the rest of the half.
Hardest position in the field, isn't it? Playing hooker and throwing the ball in. That's probably why they've taken the calls off the hooker, because a lot of pressure there, Jimmy.
When they go short, he looks comfortable with that long one. He did hit a couple on the spot, but with this wind, very difficult. Both line-out throwers. Andrew Tuala has been exceptional with his line-out throws. I know Todd Loudon, former Wanderers coach here, was down the Rebel, said he's one of the most natural line-out throwers he's seen.
Of course, I've spotted Todd Loudon in the crowd today, Jimmy, so rumours will circle this week, I'd imagine, mate. That's a nice...
Yeah, gone too early there at the set piece, trying to get an early hit there. Southern Beaches went too early, a short arm penalty, and they've kicked it deep into the corner. It's been a bit casual there, Adrian Delore, and Dan Murch put a bit of heat on him, but the ball just rolled into touch. This is a great opportunity for Wanderers. Line out 5 metres out. I think we might see a replay of that first 5 metre line out where they drove the ball over and scored. But this one is Southern Beaches' feed, so of course they'll be looking to put a bit of pressure up here and try and at least get a hand on this and spoil it, make a sloppy ball at the back.
Yeah, this is Chigi again with the ball. 5 metres out. So they're going to be kicking into the breeze now, the Southern Beaches side.
Again,
and they go to the back on their own line, and this is going to be a try to Sherwood. That's a good try there to the halfback. Good sniping try, and that was probably the worst option I've ever seen in a game of rugby, Jimmy Garner.
Well, it's easy from up here, isn't it? But yeah, very surprised that they took that to the back of the line out. It's always a risky throw, particularly when your confidence is down. It's okay if you've hit the last 5 in a row, but with this wind and with the with the way the first half panned out, that was very risky. And Luke Sherwood, credit to him. He was Johnny on the spot. He was very quick. He picked up the scraps. He stepped off his left and he just burrowed his way over.
As we look now at the replay, Chigi.
They fake to the front. They go back. Glenn Stone gets up nice and high. The ball's just overcooked. He gets a hand on it, but it's very sloppy. The halfback was nowhere, and Sherwood just said, "Thank you very much. I'll take that. Try time for me."
Try time for me too, and I'll tell you what, that is probably one of the worst options, as I mentioned, I've ever seen on your own attacking line out, on your own line. And you just don't go to the back.
It comes from a good kick and a good chase from Denny Murch. Adrian Delore had no other option really but to let that go over the sideline. And the way Wanderers line out has been dominating this line out, I think you'll see Wanderers maybe playing a bit more touch this half. It's not really a favourite ploy of theirs. They prefer to keep the ball in hand and keep players in motion. But given their strength at the line, I think they'll be doing it. And that's another good conversion from Luke Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons nailed that one.
Found his boots in the second half.
So the score now 21-7 here in favour of Wanderers at number 2 Sports Ground in this round 4 clash for the Greater NHRU competition. Of course, the other sponsors involved in the Greater NHRU competition, NIB, Orica, Viatech, Tui's New and Tulloch Wines as the major sponsors. And of course, streaming live as well on the Newcastle Herald. As the ball goes again to Kevill, who's chosen to take the ball into contact. Oh, that's a good tackle there by Southern Beaches on the big Wanderers number 8. As the ball comes out now to Heffron, the man with the headband on. Well, just overrunning it there was Walsh, but McDonald has it, and Simmons again punching it downfield. Delore a little bit out of position. He lets it bounce a couple of times, and he's isolated here, Delore. As he gets away from one, though, flicks it inside. Didn't need to do that.
No, he got a bit spooked by the sideline, didn't he? It was good line, good chase by Wanderers. It looked like he'd beaten him on the outside. They recovered well. Blake Walsh hit there by Barcelona, got him with everything.
Yes, and he's got through a mountain of work as well, Blake Walsh, and ball comes out, and Kevill with it now. Simmons calls for it, gets the ball out, and Tuala's out on the sideline. Tuala got a hand free, and nearly gets the ball inside to Merchant. It would have been away for all money there, big Tuala. I thought he might have backed himself there, the big man.
Mate, he must have hands the size of a frozen chicken the way he hung onto that ball.
Yeah, he was just waving it around like he was an air traffic controller as Bartoleva taking the ball forward again for the Beaches side. As the ball comes out now, Barcelona with it. Oh, nice short ball there to Delore. Could be trouble there, and probably the wrong move there, and Lima was unmarked on the outside, the big winger who's just come up for Andrew Delore.
Yeah, he had the man on the outside. I think the cover was there, but yeah, I think he probably tried to get that in behind rather than find the touch. The kick was probably maybe the right option, but just not well executed there by Adrian Delore. He'd rather have that one again, I think.
So Tuala with the ball now. Wanderers absolutely dominant this set piece. They go up to Ham, and Ham gets it off the top to Sherwood. Sherwood to Simmons. Simmons punches it downfield again, and Delors going to have to do a bit of work, and it's good chase again by Murch. He's going to take him on, and he gets around Murch. Gets it to Marshall. Marshall stranded here, and that's a very, very good chase by Wanderers. And the ball at the back, though, for Beaches. Good consolidation as their pack gets backwards. They're committing lots of numbers. It looks like Wanderers may have come up with it here. As Walsh comes in. Yes, they have. Oh, no.
Jeez. Somehow he was loitering there. Tyler Austin lucky to go over that one. He's let the ball go as well. Another steal. This is like under 12 stuff.
Toing and froing. They're very, very bunched in the middle there, though, the Wanderers. It's going to be a scrum.
Enough of it, Rob Delbo. It's too scrubby with him. Scrum to Wanderers. Andrew Tuala trotting back over. Might have had a little bit of attention there. He might have been just loitering on the wing.
I'd
he
say
certainly made a fist of it the last time he was out there.
Yeah, I'd say a palm of it with that ball.
But very important stage of the game here for Southern Beaches. You wouldn't think they'd be able to concede another one and really like their chances. But since they've given away that last try, you have seen a lift in intensity. They seem to have responded. Their line speed's a bit quicker. They're getting up in the faces of the Wanderers, but they need to get their hands on the ball and
yeah, definitely they need to
create some pressure.
They need to get the ball in phases and just not commit too many to this breakdown, because they're just over committing. And
again, you see Barcelona just folding in on the inside there.
Yeah, he's definitely not got the best technique at the moment, has he? He's too high, and he's not square enough. And Walsh, the young Colt, is absolutely dealing with him too, isn't he?
And you know, a 19-year-old comes up and he's only his third game of first grade. You know he's not going to just fold into a scrum. He's not going to relax. He's going to give every scrum treat it as though it's his last.
As they go now, this looks like a better scrum from the big man, Barcelona, but easily won here. Cavill steps away. Simmons with it. Bringing one on the outside. Simmons wraps around. McDonald with it. As they go on the outside, Capote with it. Is he going to get in? No, he's not. And Butler cleans it up.
Yeah, great work by Dan Marshall. He came from the other wing to make that cover tackle there. And I thought Katoa had him on the outside, but no, he sort of hesitated when he first got that ball. He went to pass it on the inside, went forward, and nothing more. I think it should be a scrum here.
Yeah, it is a scrum. Yep, Butler took it out.
And there'll be some heat coming in from both sides of this scrum.
As we look now, this is a very good set-piece move here, wasn't it? As Simmons comes around, McDonald with it, draws and passes. I thought he could have just gone for the line there, but
I think momentum on his side. He should have put the head down and go for it.
Well, as you said, he is a halfback playing winger, so
big scrum this one.
Yeah,
Barcelona,
definitely.
He's got his eyes up. Blake
He's
Welsh
still too high though, isn't he?
At the bit here. You watch the hit come from the tight head side.
He's still too high for mine. Here by Barcelona on this tight head side.
The disciplines here is important for Wanderers. They can't use too much enthusiasm, too keen. They don't want to give away a silly little short arm for going too early here. They just got to be patient, wait for the ball to be put in, and then drive through the middle.
Afoia here, the halfback, just getting his troops pumped for this scrum. I think you might even see Lanzini come up front fairly shortly. Barcelona keeps.
Yeah, and they got big Willie Fraser, who also played second grade, so they got a few options there in the front row. And here comes the drive.
Here it comes here, Wanderers. This is a good scrum by them.
Backwards.
And that's a very, very good scrum. The ball's at the back with Sherwood.
Dummies goes
jinks
himself.
in. Is he over? Yes, he is. The arms are up, and Sherwood, that's a great little halfback's try, and he picks up his second here at number 2.
Yeah, that all come from the scrum, though, didn't it? You could just sense it. You could see Southern Beaches virtually go, oh no, here we go. As soon as that ball came in, the timing was good. They waited for the ball to be under the hooker's feet. As soon as he lifted it, boom, the shove came, and it didn't stop.
Yeah, well, the Southern Beaches forwards were still cleaning themselves up from that scrum, so Sherwood had acres of space there, and look at the Wanderers pack just going as a team.
Barcelona gets lifted up. They could have probably been penalties for nearly a penalty try there. But what they did is, when the hooker lifted his foot, when Ben Chidgey lifted his foot, that's when the pressure came, and you're virtually a man down.
Yeah, definitely, and Southern Beaches side will not be happy with that as a forward pack. They fancy themselves as a forward pack, I guess, the Southern Beaches side, but from what we've seen here today, the Wanderers are very, very well drilled, and And they're absolutely dominating at the set piece.
It's certainly, you look at the start of the season, they lose Dylan Evans, Wanderers, to initially it was North Sydney, and now he's about to head over to Wales. I think he's going to Scarlets in a professional contract over there. You think, they've lost a little bit up front. But no, when you look at those kids coming through, Bradford, the Australian schoolboy, playing second grade alongside Blake Walsh. So an area that was once definitely a weak link for Wanderers for many, many years is now a real strength.
Yes, and he's nailed that. You mentioned Dylan Evans. I don't know if they miss him too much because he didn't play too many games, to be fair. He didn't play in the grand final last year, so I mean that just shows the depth of the Wanderers front row, and it's unheard of in local rugby circles, really, isn't it?
It's certainly at Wanderers it's unheard of. There's certainly an area they've put a lot of work into, that's for sure. And I know most of the clubs now have got scrum coaches. Merriweather got Mark Bill, who obviously played for the Wallabies and for New South Wales. Brian O'Shea at university, and their scrums become very good. So it's become a real weapon now. It's not just a way of winning the ball, it's a weapon.
Sherwood to Simmons. Simmons again punches it downfield. VAR to leave it there to clean it up. He does. He dances with a sign on. He's put his foot out. He's not happy with his effort there. A little cheeky wry grin there from the veteran. He knows he's probably not done the best of things there by his team, but no doubt he'll make up for it. And he's defending now out wide. So look for something big and inspirational here by the Southern Beaches captain. Oh, that didn't look too straight to me, but referee says play on as Fletcher takes it forward. Oh,
no, he's got a call from his linesman there. Not quite straight. I think that's the first error from a line out for Wanderers. So Andrew Chuala, that's a little blotch on his textbook. I'm sure it won't upset Stacey Sykes too much. He's had a pretty good game.
Yeah, definitely. And Sykes reiterating at the halftime break there that he's possibly looking at Tuala as a prop forward, and as we look at the replay there, he just slides there. VAR to leave him. Maybe the 16-inch studs next time. Get the Steelies in there, VAR.
Yeah, it's a good position to be in if you're Stacey Sykes, isn't it? When you got two very good hookers both in the region, you keep an eye on them. And Tuala, we all know that. Not only has he come back from the Melbourne Rebels, I know Darren Coleman from the New South Wales Country Eagles is very keen to have a look at him for the NRC, so plenty to play for him this season. And we see a scrum penalty there. Wanderers just a little bit too keen. I think they've been pinged for lifting up.
Yes, just getting right under there was young Blake Walsh, and can't do that in the modern game.
They need something here, Southern Beaches. It's 17 unanswered points to start this half, and we thought the way they finished the first half, it might be them that had the little burst, that had the momentum going into the second half. But so far it's been pretty much all Wanderers, and as you mentioned, that wind has turned around, it has picked up, and it's really whipping into their faces now. We see a couple of changes come on.
Yeah, so the Beaches have made a change to the breakaway. Young Wadsworth coming off. Those thighs heavily taped.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a corky the way he's limping, favouring that left one, isn't he?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Changed also for Wanderers. It looks like I think it's Felix Tanner on for Andrew Katoa, who might also have a little niggle.
Yeah, Felix.
Oh my word!
That's not straight at all.
Nothing's going right for Southern Beaches. Again, they went long. If I was Tim Chidgey, I would be sending the message out. Let's keep it simple. Let's just throw it up to number 2.
Let's go to 1.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Let's get the ball in. Let's get some possession. Let's get the ball in our hands. We've been tackling virtually for the first 15 minutes of this second half. We need the pill. And when you get tired and when you're a bit disjointed and things aren't going your way, normally the set piece is the first thing that disintegrates. That's what you really need to be your platform. If you're playing well, it all comes generally from your set piece. And today, that's where Wanderers' game has really come from, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And nearly 20 minutes gone in this second half, and the Wanderers completely dominating this second half here at number 2 Sports Ground. As Sherwood now feeds the ball. Kevill easily controlling at the back. Simmons now with it, looking to punch it down again. And you're right, that has been the tactic. So the ball touched by Marshall. Marshall looking to take them on, and he does. He steps around one, tries to get around the young Colt, Blake Walsh, as VAR to leave it back there now, and going backwards there. Good defence by the Wanderers side.
Yeah, good line speed there. They know how dangerous VAR is, and once he gets going forward, the rest of the guys feed off that at Southern Beaches. So certainly been a ploy to keep him in check today.
Good hit there by Kevill as he comes in, but Butler still moving his legs and getting over the advantage line as VAR to leave it comes again. This is better stuff by the big man as They go now, Barcelona with it, taking him on, taking it forward. He's looked dangerous with ball in hand, but that's a good clean out there by the Wanderers. But Southern Beaches secure the ball. Just trying to get his feet involved. Butler with it, long ball out there to Lima. Lima palming him off. That's good strength shown there by the winger.
Yeah, he's done well to stay in there.
Yeah, it's Delore comes through, and that's good work by him. And Vartalieva taking the ball above his head now over to the halfway line.
Ball just went off his feet there, Blair Rush. Inley had a steal. Yeah, he's
yes,
needed to get
a
away
penalty there.
Yeah, once he had that first play and he lost his feet, he had to retreat, but he didn't.
Tap there by Delore. Lanzini taking it forward up to the 40-metre line. Wanderers look a little bit tired here.
I'll tell you what,
plenty of ball, and that's a good run there by the Southern Beach, but driven back by Christensen, who's right in the thick of that.
There's a little bit of concern in back play here. Vartaliva's gone down. He's got his hands around his head. He's in a fair bit of discomfort. He's a very, very tough man, so for him to be in that, so he is getting back to his feet now, but he certainly had the wind certainly knocked out of him then. He's going just...
They've tried the kick now to Marshall's wing, and Marshall coming through on it. Marshall gets the ball. Marshall's going to race away, and Marshall's going to score for Southern Beaches down the far touchline. And that's a good opportunistic kick there by Butler to Marshall, and he capitalises, Jimmy.
They needed a bit of inspiration or a bit of someone to take the game by the scruff of the neck. They needed to hit back, and they've done that. A nice little kick, great chase from Dan Marshall. I didn't think he was going to get it. He got his hand to the ball. I thought he's going to spill this for sure. But no, he managed to haul it in, and then it was just a little sprint to the corner.
One of the quicker wingers in the competition too, Dan Marshall, as we go now to the Bar TV replay. Ball comes out. Butler sums it up nicely. Just pops it on the boot. Caresses the ball to Marshall's wing. I thought he may have got a hand to it.
No, yes, Dan Murch, I think, got the hand on it. Good bounce for Marshall. Then he just had too much speed for the corner. It certainly was a ployed move. You could see Butler had both men. The outside centre was a bit wider than he had been standing in that tram track out near the 5-metre line. Him and Marshall both went through, put pressure on Murch. He couldn't take it in. Marshall picked up the scraps, raced away for a very well-needed try for Southern Beaches.
So for mine, Butler really needs to make sure of this conversion attempt. It's a tricky one. It's about 5 metres in from touch, and he's taken it back about 30 metres just to get a bit of a better angle. As he lines it up, he's quite casual in his kicking, Butler. As he kicks it, it's held up in the wind, but he's nailed it. So Southern Beaches are now 14. Wanderers are leading 27. So there's still a bit in this match, still a bit to do for Southern Beaches, but I tell you what, the Wanderers looked a little bit disorganised in defence there. They didn't really commit much to the breakdown, and the Southern Beaches side really got a roll on in the midfield there, Jimmy.
Yeah, it was a well-worked play, wasn't it? Well orchestrated, perfect kick, good chase, and they were rewarded for it. Again, they need another one, though. 20 minutes to go. I keep thinking a bit of deja vu here. Every time these two play each other the last couple of years, it seems to ebb and flow. One team you think has got it wrapped up, and then the next one, next moment, the other comes back. So Vartalieva, he'll be the one that tries to inspire Southern Beaches here. Another good run by him. He makes 5 or 10.
Yeah, nothing wrong with him now. They've stolen the ball. The Wanderers could be trouble here as they go. Now Rahui and Felix on the outside. Cleaning up, though. Could have potentially got that one away as Ham now lining up. And here they go now. Lima, he's big, he's strong. But yeah, nice tackle there by Sherwood. He plays as an extra forward in defence, doesn't he? As Barcelona just juggling that one, just going past him, wasn't it? And Rangakia taking it. Tuala with it now. Tuala's dangerous out wide. Tuala gets away from one, gets away from another, bumps one off. Oh, gets a ball away there as Christensen cleans up for the Wanderers side.
They got numbers here everywhere, Wanderers. They just need to be patient. They need a quick ball here. Ooh.
Holding on to the ball, and quick tap by Delore. It's to and fro, but Delbo says no. Bring it back. I'm puffed. We're puffed. Let's take the tap again. And Delore does take the tap again. That's a funny little play there, isn't it?
He plays, mate. He's very instinctive. He sees something, he's going to back himself. Again, it looks like a pretty good kick. They got numbers up here. They need
no chase though, really. But they get Simmons and Marshall.
A bit fortunate there. They got numbers on the. They're stretching them now. Off the corner, good option, I think. Big Barcelona is struggling to get back there. Here comes Danny Murch on the fly, needs to make the tackle.
Oh, he's palmed him off. Barcelona down the wing. This is what we like to see. The big prop forward making meters, eating them up, so to speak. Now Butler calling his troops out.
has the ball. Cuts out one. Delore now. Austell with it. Has Marshall on the outside. Can he use him? Yes, it's a poor pass. Marshall gets that little chip over the top. Here comes Delore with it. Oh, Delore just puts the ball down. It popped up. It was an easy one to take, Jimmy Gardner.
You would think he'd take that 9 out of 10 times. Wanderers are going to sleep here. This is opened up. They don't want it to open up. If you're the Wanderers coach, you need to be giving the message out there. Let's get back to controlling the footy. We don't want to make this become a game of touch football. We want to play some phases. Again, if we're going to kick to the corners, make sure it goes out. This is playing into Southern Beach's hands. They have to play catch-up football, and Wanderers are letting them.
Yeah, definitely. Wanderers, yeah, you're right. They play so much better when they're structured, but they seem to lose themselves a bit when it plays a bit of ad-lib footy, and that plays into Southern Beach's hands as they go now for another scrum. This scrum may come back Southern Beach's way here if they can put a shove on.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is present open field opportunities for Dan Marshall and Adrian Delore, particularly Adrian Delore. Marshall's a very good finisher, but as we mentioned numerous times, Delore's a 7 specialist here. He loves it when he's a one-on-one contest with a man, and he'll certainly beat him most times. So, yeah, I think the message will be going out. Let's get back to our game plan. Let's plug the corners. Let's grind these guys in the ground and walk off this field with a well-deserved 4 points.
Yeah, that scrum going down again. So Barcelona, he's having a bit of a look at the ground. He's not.
He may not have scrummaged particularly well, but I've been impressed with the way he's got around the field. He stuck his hand up. He's trucked it up as much as anyone else. Back there, he had no right to take that ball in and get on the outside of a winger, palm him off and make another 30 metres. Most prop forwards would have been looking for that to shuffle into touch or just to pick it up and go to ground. So, he might not be scrummaging, having his best day at the scrum time, but he's certainly playing with plenty of heart, and he looks like he's got some game about him.
Yeah, the scrum going down again, so I can feel the whistle going in Rob Delbo's mouth fairly shortly, and someone's going to get a penalty.
Yeah, you think the front row in particular of Southern Beach is getting a bit tired. Wanderers have already had one replacement coming. I'm surprised that they haven't made any changes to that front row, given we mentioned Lanzini can move up from the second row, and also Willie Fraser can come up from second grade, come off the bench. So another pretty solid scrum here from Wanderers, just edging it forward.
Yes, passed out wide there. Taking it in is the Wanderers centre. Oh, little box kick by Sherwood. It's not the best one of the day, finding Delore on the full, and Austell coming back. Delore with it. He's got plenty of pace, turning Austell on the inside, but Kevill there to meet him. Good hit there by Kevill, and getting the ball back on the inside. Stone with it now. Butler to Chidgey. Chidgey taking the ball forward in centre field. As they come out now, Butler calling his troops out, gets away from one nearly. No, he doesn't. That's a good tackle there by Ham.
There's a
good line speed.
Yeah,
it's going to be a penalty. Offside. I thought he was all right there.
Yeah,
Ham.
I think he just rushed up and he sort of obviously got caught in the blind side of referee Rob Delbo.
So here comes Bartoleva there. Good run there by VAR.
Not back to 10. Another tap in, another opportunity. This is exactly what Southern Beaches wanted. They want to get some momentum. The ball's now in their favour. They're the ones that have sort of got Wanderers backpedaling, as opposed to 10 minutes ago it was all the other way around. Again, it came from a kick that didn't find touch. It gave Adrian Delore an opportunity to counter-attack, and that's when he's at his best. Do they take the 10 here, or do they go to the points?
I think they're going to take the tap. They've got a little forward set play on here. I
wouldn't be going the kick for touch if I was them, that's for sure.
Unless they're throwing to 2. And here they go, forwards line up. Of course, Bartoleva takes it up again. Nice run there. They go short side. I thought maybe the Wanderers crept forward on that one as well. Calling the players out. Oh, very quick off the line, the two Blues at the moment. This is good line speed shown. Might find themselves in a bit of trouble, though, if they do creep forward. They go short side through Austell. Austell through Stone. Stone taking the ball. He could have taken that into contact, but just letting the ball go. And looks like Wanderers have come up with it.
Yeah,
yes,
they're just hanging on here, Wanderers. They're just hanging on. Another penalty. I would think one more, and Mr. Delbo might find a reason to send someone to the sim. They take a quick tap.
And here comes Bartoleva again.
Good shot from Kevill.
Yeah, good shot. And I don't know. I thought that was a good shot. And it's going to be.
VAR didn't like that. He didn't like the one up around the shoulders, and he's responded by throwing it at Kevill's head. And now they've all submerged, or converged, but not too much going on.
That is one little fisticuff I would like to see, maybe.
This will be the second time possibly that Kevill's been talking to by the referee.
Yeah, I thought that was a good shot, to be honest.
That was just a good, hard, solid tackle between two opposite numbers who go hard all day, Jimmy.
Here we
as
go.
we
We're
go
gonna
down to
have a
the
look at
replay.
Comes in, Kevill comes in. Oh, it's got him around the shoulder, but he
Slipped
didn't
up.
like it, VAR, and he comes up, responds. No punches thrown there. Let's get on with
Nothing.
it. Penalty will do, and let's play some footy. The linesman's come in to have his 2 bobs worth now. I think it's Mark Eads. He's played.
It is Mark
seen
Eads,
enough
isn't it?
football to know that there wasn't much going on there. But again, it's the second time Kevill has been involved in a situation. But there's no doubt that the penalty was done. Talaliva retaliated. If that doesn't happen, well then they're probably taking the quick tap and off we go. But I'm not saying the penalty should be reversed. But what I'm saying is, I think the penalty's been given. Let's get on with it.
That's what I think too, Jimmy. You've outlined that very well for the viewers at home for Bar TV Sports. Let's get on with the game. As we see Kevill now getting a bit of attention. Looks like he may have a bit of claret coming out there. So I think we'll see the Southern Beaches side take another tap and get on the forward foot, get some quick phase play going. It's been over the last 5 or 10 minutes. There's not long to go. There's 10 minutes to go, so they really probably need to score 3 more tries to get in this.
With 13 points difference, 2 converted tries will certainly get them home. But the yellow card.
Oh, he's shown him the yellow card. It is his second offence. He's not happy. There's 10 to go. He's taken that piece of strapping off that he just diligently sat there and got his head taped up, but for no avail because he's going to sit out the remainder of the match, and that is a shame for this game because it may now go down the wide. But Vartaleva's been shown the card as well. Yellow card for punches thrown. So
I think if he's had to throw, if he has to send one, he has to send the other. So I don't think either of them should have went, but at least they've evened it up because certainly I don't think Kevill deserved to go for that alone.
Yes, and now so that pretty much cancels out. I think Southern Beaches will miss VAR more than the Wanderers side will miss Kevill. No disrespect to Dan Kevill, but the Wanderers side don't rely on him as much for their go forward, I guess, as the Beaches side do with Vartaleva. So for mine, it's Lanzini that has to step up here and take this Southern Beaches side forward, and he has been doing so in the first half too, Lanzini. So he looks like he's putting his hand up here for the run. So here we go again. There's been about 3 minutes of stoppage time.
So yeah,
the referees sort themselves out, and it's game back on here, and Lanzini takes it forward over the 5 metre line.
Depending on where we are with injury, we may not see either of those two back.
And there's Barcelona taking it forward. He's done well all game. If they can use quick hands here, it could be trouble. And nice little short ball from the back there. This is where Beaches are dangerous. And it's a penalty here for the Wanderers side. And this game looking like it might explode here.
Yeah, there's some feeling there. It's starting to Tebba's starting to get frustrated. I think it was Luke Sherwood in there on the ball then. Great little halfbacks turnover. They needed that Wanderers. They were under the pump. They were gaining some momentum, Southern Beaches, but their defence held up strong. Luke Simmons will certainly look to put this well into touch over the quarter line and provide a bit of relief.
And I'll tell you who I've been pretty impressed with for doing the tough stuff today is Ben Christensen. He's been really in amongst it and getting sort of in tight and doing the stuff that a good prop forward should be doing, Jimmy.
I think it's more self-belief with him. He's sort of been on the fringes of his first grade team for 3 or 4 years. Last year was a real breakthrough year for him. He had Ben, as we said, he had Dylan Evans in the wings and Colin Hovell and Andrew Tuwali, yet he still made the side for the grand final, and that's a big effort. I think he gained a lot of confidence out of that, and he gained more confidence out of this Newcastle stuff, and he'll only grow this season. He's a leader now, not just a player.
Yes, and it's taken in by Wanderers, so the Southern Beaches side are going to get the scrum here. I don't think that matters much because the Wanderers side have been pretty dominant in this particular set piece and this particular part of the game.
Yeah, both packs a man down. Interesting to see who packs it in at number 8 here.
They might just leave it.
Like Hayden Gavin is packed in at number 8 for them. I guess if the ball's coming out the back, they want someone to...
That's what your halfback's there for.
Jump on it.
So they've dropped breakaways both sides, and Ben Ham obviously going to the back for the Wanderers side. Afoia, the halfback here for Southern Beaches.
Yeah, they're just having a little committee meeting here, the inside backs from Mark Butler. They got something in the wings here. speeding to their outside backside, no
A
doubt.
short ball. I bet you it's a short ball.
Well, I know Osler just had a word to Dan Marshall as well, so maybe there's another kick for the good scrum there from Wanderers.
Good
Ball
scrum
comes
there
out the
by
back.
the two Blues. And it looks like it's going to be advantage play. Yes, it is. It's a penalty to the two Blues, and that is again, another great forwards effort here for these two Blues, and their backs coming in, giving them a big pat on the head. They appreciate the work that these two Blue forwards have been doing.
I think that's, for my count, the third scrum penalty, and there's been at least 2 shoves that have resulted in Wanderers getting the ball. So, it has been the dominant factor, and when you throw in the amount of lineouts they won against the throw as well, it's been the difference.
Yes, and Rush now receiving some attention on the sideline. He's been pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's a big factor in that. He's a big body. He's a big, powerful body as well. He's played, I think he's only 20 or 21, and this is his 3rd or 4th year in first grade. He's played overseas as well.
Ball to the back. I don't know if that was straight either, but referee says play on. Simmons with it now out the back. Oh, Cal McDonald putting the ball down from Felix, so it's going to be another scrum here at number 2.
Yeah, Blair Rush no good again, just signalling to the bench that he's got a thumb issue, I think. But
he's taken a knee.
Just a bit disjointed Wanderers, aren't they, in the back? Well, both teams have been in the backs, really. But it hasn't really been a day for backs, and there's no real reason for that. The sun's out. It's a dry track. But I think it's just been the pressure at the set piece has really certainly impacted on Southern Beach's ability to find any rhythm. And maybe Wanderers, again, that was one that came not against the feet as such, but certainly one that they were caught a little bit flat-footed.
Yes, definitely, and the trainer's now out. Bobby Harrison, the master trainer, bringing on a substitution.
Yeah, it looks like Ignacio, the Argentinian, takes the field.
He's back. I didn't know he was back, Ignacio, so
he is back.
I'm happy with that.
He's been back a month or two, but he broke his hand in the pre-season. So him and Andrew Tuala both broke their hands in the pre-season. Might have been a trial against Gordon, I think.
Were they playing knuckles on the bus trip home?
Maybe they were. Maybe those Gordon blokes are just a little bit harder than they've encountered up here. But good game by by Blair Rush. He's been a real powerhouse. Very impressed by him.
Yes, very good game, as you mentioned. And now the Southern Beaches side, they're set deeper than we've seen most of the game. So look for bodies in motion here.
The key for them is getting a nice quick ball out channel 1 from the hooker. They need a nice clean strike, get the ball at the back nice and quick. But again, it gets caught up there. But yes, they got out. They go on the short side. Dan Marshall on his own. Good chase
trouble.
up.
Great defence here. And Dan Marshall splits them though.
Yeah.
He's, as you mentioned, he's very dangerous in broken field. Butler calling his troops out. Big long ball to no one by Butler. Bounces for Delore. He's got Lima on the outside. Gets outside his man Rahui, but Rahui does well. And yes, he has won it for the Wanderers side. Very well done there by the two Blues. But no, the Beaches side. And here he goes off here. He's very, very quick. Little chip over the top for Delore. Can Delore get it back? It's bounced off him, has it? I don't know, but yeah, Rob Dalbo. Johnny on the spot and says knock on. Very lucky. I don't know if Delore maybe thought the same, but
I'll tell you what, the Laws and the Sherwoods would have played that much back football growing up in Whitebridge in their early days. I reckon Adrian might have been about 5 at the time, but he was coming over the back of Luke Sherwood, but Luke Sherwood did enough just for Adrian to get a hand on the ball, and Rob Delbo's ruled a knock on here, and it's a big play with 5 minutes to go. They score there, and it's game on. As we see Adrian Delore.
Oh, he's just
I
got
think
the hand to it. Yeah, good call, Rob Delbo. 20 metres behind, but he's got it right. He's in peak physical condition, though, isn't he, Rob Delbo, at the moment, early in the season? The referees probably train twice a week. We're talking to Des.
They're certainly a lot more active than they were in the past.
Yeah, we're talking to Des George at the Country Championships, and he was going through the program that the referees set out because, they're so integral to how the game's played now, and the game's a lot faster, so they have to keep up their training as well.
Interesting to see Wanderers. Luke Simmons here sit in the pocket nice and deep. Expect him to put foot to ball in this and roost it with that wind at his back. But what they've got to do is make sure it does go out if he does take that option.
Yes, and the ball now, looks like Cal McDonald might take the honours, and McDonald not with the best kick. I probably would have given it to Simmons then.
Yeah, they've gone back to pass the ball back 15 metres there, and by the time they put foot to ball, I think they've only just got to the ad line or just over it. But again,
I'll give them 5.
With the way the line-out's going, why not? Why not? If the ball goes into touch, you're a 50-50 chance at worst of getting it back from a line-out.
70-30 at the moment by our stats man, our line producer. showing.
Dan Kevill in the line out this time, so he's one of the go-to men for Wanderers in terms of putting pressure in the line out up on the ball. So
and also Rush as well. He's been one of the go-to men too. So Ben Ham really their only designated jumper, but still they don't need a jumper because no one jumps as Ham gets the ball and he pops it up, and that's bad luck there for the Wanderers side. They could have run away with the try there, but now the Beaches with a chance to attack, and here they go, the Beaches side, and they go up the middle. Good, strong run there by Reyes Dami. Short ball to Lanzini. No one with him though. Taking over the 40-metre line. Yeah, it's a penalty there by coming over there, not rolling away.
Not sure who was in underneath. Cal McDonald, it looks like. Yeah, caught in underneath there. No real option for him, but yeah, deserved penalty. They take another quick tap.
Quick tap taken, so the only option at the moment for the Beaches side, and Gavin Hayden taking the ball up. Now going short side. Nothing doing there. The Wanderers look like they've come up with it. Yeah, that's good work there by the two Blues.
They've got numbers on the left here if they get some quick ball, but
and Simmons is going to kick for that wing there.
Into space.
Murch coming through, but Marshall's going to be up for it. The Wanderers side. Good chase there by Christensen. Well done from the prop forward, but he's not going to make the tackle. Marshall too quick for him as he splits. Oh, that's a good tackle there by Ronga Kia. That's the hit of the day for mine. Good hit there, but Rob Delbo saying
they went off their
coming
feet.
over. They're off their
takes
feet.
Another quick tap. Numbers out here. It's Tyler Austell.
Austell with it, not
Goes
the quickest,
on the
but shrugging off very, very strong as Delore there.
Just a bit disjointed here, Southern Beaches. They need to get some depth. They need to hit this ball with some pace. They're sort of one out, relying on someone to beat a tackle and make a piece of individual brilliance. You've got a couple of big forwards here to the left.
Lanzini with it now, just standing. Just very, very flat. They look very flat, the Beaches. They look like they're out on their feet. As they come now. Again, short ball. Here's Barcelona. Gets the ball away, but the ball's going to go over into touch, and it could be full time.
That's just easy, isn't it, for Wanderers? You just got to aim up, even though it's big man on little man. When you haven't got any depth, when you're just flat-footed, it's easy to make those one-on-one tackles, and they're just going a bit sideways there, Southern Beaches. If they're going to make a late play here, they need someone to straighten it up. I know Lanzini's had a big game.
Well, look at the hit here. Oh, that's a good hit. Ball and all. That's how we like them here at Bar TV. As the ball comes out now to Ronga Kia.
He's had a good second half, hasn't he? He straightened it up.
The man in the lime green headgear. Ronga Kia now. Fletcher with it. He's been solid all day as well, Fletcher. Sherwood at the back. Coming now to Heffron, who has been solid as well. This Wanderers pack's just been solid all over the park. As Ham coming up now. That's a good hit there. Offside though. Yeah, I think they call.
They could be ready to break here, Southern Beaches. If Wanderers can get down in the corner, or can string a few phases together out in their feet, I think the Beaches.
Well, there's not long to go here, Jimmy. We're in injury time at the moment. Referee Delbo looking at his clock.
Yeah. Yeah, smart option. You look to put it in around near the 22-metre line.
Yeah, nice kick there from Simmons, and they do just that, Jimmy Garner. So one more play from our reckoning on the Bar TV scoreboard. The clock now saying 43 minutes. We've had a fair bit of injury time. We had that big chat, that big talking to, that big powwow out in the middle. The two players have come back on, though. They're not Kevill and Taliva. They've made replacements here, both sides. So the 10 minutes up. Not straight calls, referee Delbo, but he's going to call full time here for the greater NHRU Round 4 Clash of the Week. With me has been Jimmy Garner. Thanks very much for joining us today, Jimmy. The winners here today, Wanderers coming out in front of Southern Beaches 27-14. As we mentioned, you've been live for Match of the Round with Bar TV Sports. We'll take a quick moment now to thank our sponsors. Obviously, the Greater Union, NIB, Orica, Viatech, Tui's New, and Tulloch. We've been at number 2 Sports Ground, live on Bar TV Sports. Don't forget the delayed matches, which will be broadcast throughout the weekend for the remaining matches of the Greater NHRU competition. I'm Gareth Wazick. Catch us next week, same time, same place for Bar TV Sports.
guys, Real Sport, Bar TV.
At the Greater, we're always on your side. We've got this winning lineup of products and services ready to get you over the line. To kick goals for your finances, contact the Greater. Proudly supporting Newcastle and Hunter Rugby Union.